Right, boys, today we're going to learn about emotional frequency and mindfulness and how the mind can help you with your gains in the gym. I feel like most people think that bodybuilding is just lifting heavy circles, and to some extent it is, but I feel like the mind plays such a bigger role in it. Bodybuilding is 50% a mental sport, I think, whether you're cutting down and you have to deal with the cravings and the temptations that arise when you're cutting, whether you're bulking and you have to deal with the mental bandwidth and the mental load of, oh, I look so much better when I was shredded, and you still have to continue with the bulk. Whether you're literally in the gym and you have to think about, oh, this next rep's gonna be really painful, but I've got to do it anyway. A lot of it is the mental. Your mind is a precursor to what your body does. So a lot of the lifting heavy circles comes from having the mindset and having the mental fortitude to be able to do that in the first place. A lot of consistency comes from being mental. A lot of progress comes from just how good is your mental capacity. And today, when we talk about mindfulness, emotional frequency, presence, other things that we'll talk about in a minute, these things are not only going to increase your mental fortitude so you can be able to be more consistent, be able to make more progress, but also things that they specifically help with inside the gym that is going to boost your progress as well. Here's a version of me that did not know any of these concepts and was completely naive to it and thought he was a very, very good bodybuilder at 17, 16. Here's me now, the best physique I've ever got after learning and implementing these tactics that we'll talk about today. I hit 110 kg bench press PR yesterday at 75 kg body weight. I'm the best shape that I've ever been in while on a bulk. I'm maintaining my abs at 14% body fat. I've hit every goal that I've set out to do. I'm on track for all the future goals that I'm currently on track for, because largely to these tactics that we'll talk about today. If you want to hear more advice like this, we talk about this and much more, from training programs to intention and mindset, in my course and community down in the description. First thing in the description is literally half price and all additional fee for to invest in it and get the best physique that you've ever had. Our top 1% physique in your age range is what we promise. So if you're interested in that, have a first link in the description. Chapter 1, presence, intention and emotional frequency. And these are the three things that you'll reap from maximizing your mindfulness and emotions in general. These are the three things that you will want to be focusing on, and the three things that you can implement in your next session. So literally, if you have a session in a couple of hours like me, we're both going to use these things today that are going to make us have a better session and on the track for better gains. It's that simple. Today. That's what's really good about these things. You can change them today. So presence. Presence is your ability to stay in the moment right now. Right now, there's no thoughts going on in my mind. I'm not thinking about whoever's not texting me back. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to have for food next. I'm not thinking about my session. I'm not thinking about that. Yeah, I can briefly mention it here and there, but I'm not thinking about it. It's not replaying in my mind. I'm here in the present moment talking to you right now as we speak. Nothing else. That's being in the present moment. And having the mindfulness to be able to do that is going to skyrocket your gains. Absolutely skyrocket them. Being able to be in your workout and not go through the motions, not just randomly, wake up and think, oh shit, I'm actually in the gym. You've had those things before you've even come across the concept of presence, mindfulness, etc. You can still be present, right? Because it's just a natural part of human life. You just become present at some point. So sometimes when you're in the gym and you kind of you realize what you're actually doing, you realise you're in the gym. You've ever had that feeling before when you actually wake up? I've seen a couple of memes on the internet and people are describing their experience when this happens, and that's because of a lack of presence. Because you are so not used to being in the present moment, it happens so much less frequent. So when it does happen, it's like, shit, I'm actually here. And if you can get into that present kind of, fuck, I'm here, I'm in this moment right now, more and more, your workout's going to get better and better. Because when you're present, you're able to understand, right, I'm doing this right now. And then you can remind yourself of goals, intentions that you've set, which we'll get onto in a minute. You can remind yourself of right, let's keep the form really good on this one. You can actually dial in and focus on the exercise you're doing at hand. And I think when you're training with really, really intense levels of exercise and you're working really hard, it's super important to be dialed in, focused and locked in. I hate those sessions where I'm with someone and I'm kind of trying to teach them how to do things, and then as a result I'm not as present in my workout and I'm not getting as much out of my workout as I'd like, And by all means, I love teaching people, but for me and my progress alone, I much rather be the version of myself that goes to the gym and is probably on his own, maybe with a couple of people that are also dialed in, and I can just truly focus on my exercise at hand. You know, when you work out with a friend and they're like, you can tell they're just there for the social aspect, and then you can't focus because they're yapping and like laughing when you're doing your set. I hate that, bro. I just love to lock in on my gains and like have a good time. By all means, that stuff is good as well. Like I like being there with a funny friend. It makes it fun, more enjoyable, etc. All those things. But when I really, really, really want to dial in, I just love to like just focus, and that's what presence provides and allows me to do. Intention. So we mentioned intention literally just briefly before. These are the cues and like mini goals that you set that you want to improve on within the workout. So you've heard about long-term goals, like you want to bulk to 82 kg by the end of the year, for example, or you want to bench 115 kg for the year, for example. But you haven't heard of like mini goals that you can achieve literally in one session. And I think this helps me with not only like improvement in general, but short-term consistency, having a constant little goal to achieve and next thing to achieve, rather than like long-term, vague, foggy kind of goals that you think, oh, I've got fucking loads of time, so I'm not going to put in the effort now. Having these mini goals constantly allows me to just be consistent and also put in a lot of work right now, because I know I've got a goal to achieve in such a short amount of time. And that's what it allows me to do. I'm a professional, not an amateur. Most people go to the gym and they just go through the motions, do whatever, and they think it's enough. I set goals every single time I go there. So now I'm constantly improving. I'm constantly thinking, right, what am I shit at? So now I can improve it in this session, you know? And I'm constantly improving weak points in my game here, there, everywhere. And that means I'm constantly getting better. And the person that does that is making such faster progress than the person that just goes there and just lifts heavy circles and doesn't think about it. You know? I'm constantly trying to pick an area to improve, whereas someone else is already just practicing the thing that they're already good at. I think we know who's going to be more progress in that scenario. And emotional frequency, the mode that you kind of get into when you're in the gym. The best way I can describe this is with like heartbreak. So if you ever like been for a breakup or whatever, and the people that have will understand what I'm talking about. You'll go into the gym as a way to get her back, as a way to be like, yeah, I'll show her, like whatever, like you'll get in shape, you're really motivated, whatever it is. And the mode that you're in, like in the session, like, yeah, fuck that bitch, whatever, you know what I mean? Like when you're in that mode, that's emotional frequency being really, really intense, and we want that all the time. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that has to come from heartbreak. You don't have to go through a breakup to make really good gains. This can come through hype. This can come through self-motivation. This can come from, what's that word, bro? This can come from affirmations. Fucking hell, there we go. All these different things can help improve your emotional frequency, and that's going to allow you to have an increased amount of arousal, an increased amount of like hype and like motivation, and you're going to push harder in your set. And when training intensity is one of the main factors for driving for muscle growth, that's very important. Being at a higher arousal, being at a higher level of, effort and motivation is going to allow you to push harder literally within each set. And that's going to make you so much more progress, rather than saying you're training to failure, leaving 3 reps in reserve and going home and wondering why you're building no muscle. So that's the importance of emotional frequency as well. Chapter 2, the change. So before I started doing this, I looked like this. Before I was naive to these concepts and all that sort of stuff, and I didn't understand. And in a weird way, it's like ignorance is bliss, right? You don't really feel bad about not incorporating these things until you start doing it, and then you're like, shit, the difference is insane, right? So before that, I never really felt bad about this. I was like, yeah, I'm doing my workouts, I'm disciplined, I go 4 times a week, I'm really good, I'm better than you. I didn't actually think, right, I'm not paid attention, I'm not in the moment, I've not got a mini goal to improve on, I've not got, hype, so I'm just going in there with like mediocre levels of arousal and just kind of pushing. I just thought that was normal, right? And it wasn't until I started incorporating these things, and that's why I think spreading the message of how important these things are is very, very important, because even when it's in your mind and you haven't implemented it yet, you're still going to feel guilty. Whereas for me, I didn't even know about these things, so how could I feel guilty about something that I wasn't even aware of, you know when you just wake up in the middle of a gym session? I know that sounds really weird, but this is what I experienced a lot before I knew any of these things, right? I would be doing my workout, whatever, and then I'd like be like, oh, I'm doing a bicep curl. You know, I'd literally be doing curls like this, like mindfulness, like, yeah. Oh shit, I'm doing a bicep curl. That's literally what stuff would look like, right? And I guarantee that's happened to you because I've been seeing a rise and rise of like my Instagram reels, right? Like memes on the internet of people being like, when you wake up after 3 months of like autopilot of gym, whatever, after 3 fucking months, that's insane, right? I guarantee it's not that excessive, but you've had them feelings of like, oh shit, this is what I'm doing, and that's a lack of presence. And when I felt like this, I felt like I was going through the motions, I wasn't really focusing, and when I had a lack of presence, I didn't have the other things, I didn't have the emotional frequency, and I didn't have the intention when I didn't have my presence, right? So when I'd wake up and I'd be like, shit, this is what I'm doing, I've realised half my workout I wasn't even paying attention, I wasn't even like understanding how hard I was pushing, I wasn't here, I was in my mind, I was somewhere else. And I think that just, I don't know, after I figured out these things, it made me so like, I look back on every session and I've been like, fuck, it's kind of a waste. Like I wasn't here, I was going, I was consistent, sure, what everyone strives to be consistent, but I wasn't there, you know? And that makes me think like, what a waste of like 1,000 workouts. Like, what a waste of like 250 workouts, you know? Because I wasn't truly there. I was somewhere else in my mind, you know? So I think before that, I was wondering why I wasn't making any progress. And it's because I would show up, have no intention to improve. I didn't want to improve, and I just wanted to do things that I was good at, and that was it. I wasn't there in the moment. I wasn't at a good emotional frequency. And I was like, why am I making no progress? Whereas now, I literally feel like I love it. I think it makes the gym more enjoyable. I think having that presence, having that intention, being in there, I feel like, yeah, I feel the squeeze and this is what I want to improve on. It makes me dialed in and it makes me enjoy it even more rather than the person that's not even there in the first place. Because then when you go back home and you have to come the next day and you're thinking about the hard set, because I'm used to not paying attention to it in the gym, I dread that even more. So it makes me even harder to go. Whereas now when I'm focused and I'm dialed in on every single exercise, on every single set, I'm used to that like pain and I quite like it. So then when I think about doing that when I'm at home and I have to go and again, I'm more likely to do it because I'm like, yeah, actually when I get there, I really enjoy it and I'm really present and I'm really mindful of what's going on around me. I really enjoy it, right? So in a weird way, it helps me with consistency as well. And not only that, my progress has skyrocketed. When I'm constantly improving on a weakness, when I'm in that state where I'm pushing really, really hard and getting the most out of each muscle by training really, really intensely, when I'm in the moment thinking, right, that rep wasn't too good, let's fix the form. And then I do, and then that rep's even better. Whereas the previous version of myself would have been like, oh, I didn't even notice that you had bad form. That's how bad it gets. So I've made insane progress. A little picture here to show you. Because of these things, I hit a bench PR yesterday, 110 kilo at 75 kilo body weight at 18 years old. As someone that's always been skinny, as someone that's always been like tiny, I'm lifting heavy weight now. I'm lifting more than most people in the gym because of these things. I had the intention that I wanted to get stronger, so I did. I had the emotional frequency to push hard enough on my PR, so I hit it, and I did. I had the presence and awareness to be like, yeah, today is the day I'm going to truly focus on it. Nothing else is in my mind but bench pressing this bar. I could put my entire focus into the exercise, execute with good form, and I did. And that's what led me to hit my PR. Chapter 3, useful tactics. So we've heard mindfulness and emotions and presence and intention and emotional frequency is super, super important, right? But how do I actually use it? These things sound a bit vague. They sound a bit cloudy, right? So you can understand that all these are important. And I want to take you, this chapter is what I want you to take away from this video, right? I could convince you for minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes about how good this is and how it's changed my journey, etc. But if you've got no way to put it and implement it into your life, then there's no point, right? So this is the thing that I want you to focus on. Implement these things into your daily life right now so you can reap the benefits of mindfulness and emotions from the gym. Mindfulness is one thing. It's meditation. Now this sounds so woo-woo, and when I started doing it, like, my friends would be like, what the fuck are you doing that for, you hippie, and stuff like that. And it's not the case. You can call me a hippie all you want, I don't give a fuck. I think it makes my life so much better. And the biggest excuse I hear when it comes to meditation is, oh, it won't work for me. And because I think people have this whole idea of meditation wrong. I think people think meditation is, right, I've got to focus on one thing and not lose my focus at all. And you've got to be like a monk, and you've got to shave your head, and you've got to have your back straight and your hands like this. That's not what meditation is. I meditate lying down because I think it's fucking comfy to sit there for 10-15 minutes lying down, bro. So it's not about having one thing that you're focusing on for 10-15 minutes and you can't lose focus and you're not allowed. It's actually about losing your focus, because this is natural. It's gonna happen. You've got no control over it. Letting your mind wander somewhere else, like it does in the gym, like it does when you're out. You're gonna think about the girl that doesn't message you back, loser. You're gonna think about, oh, what I'm gonna have for food later on. You're gonna think about your exciting workout that you've got, about how you've scheduled a PR. You're gonna think about all these different things. And it's your ability to notice that you've thought about that thing and you're not focusing on your breath or whatever you decided to focus on. Noticing that your mind has wandered and then bringing it back. So I focus on my breath. I think that's a good thing for everyone to start on. It's like, you're not going to not be breathing. So it's sort of something that's always going to be there, a constant that you always got to focus on. Focus on your breath. Now I'm thinking about my leg workout that I'm going to hit in 2 hours. Oh, them squats are going to be super heavy. I've got 150 today for like 5 to 6 reps. Hopefully I can get that. Oh shit, I'm not focusing on my breath anymore. I'm thinking about squatting 150 for 6 kilos. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's bring it back to the breath. And that is how meditation works. The more reps you do of that, of losing your focus and bringing it back, the more reps you do of that, the better your mindfulness is going to be, the better your presence is going to be, and the better now your workouts are going to be. So I want you to think about that in reps. Do that for 5 minutes a day, every single day, as much as possible in the morning. And I guarantee you get as many reps as that as possible, and I guarantee your workouts will time this by 2, 3, 4. You'll see so many more benefits. Intention. So intention, it's so fucking vague, intention. Intention obviously is the cues and the goals that you've got that within each session you want to improve on. You have the intention to improve your bicep curl. You have the intention to improve the form of your lat raise, for example. That's what intention is. And the best thing that I would suggest for this is set like a mini goal and put it as an alarm or on your workout routine app. Now in my program in the description we suggest an app, and I give you the app and then you can download the app and then we send you links. So when you get a link, you get a training program. It's insane. Like, I've made these training programs for you that I know guarantee work, that I use as well, and you just have to download the link and click it, right? So when we do that, you can actually write on your workout routine, and I write on my workout routine an intention that I have for each session so I never forget. So when I'm checking, or how much weight do I have to do this week, or how many reps do I need to get better than last week and beat my score, I can then say, oh shit, this is my intention for this exercise, let's make sure I do it. And then I'm constantly reminded. Now, if you don't have an app or anything like that, or you haven't got my program in the description, idiot. No, I'm joking. If you haven't got anything like that, then a alarm is really good. Set an alarm. Right, ding, ding, ding. Right, I need to make sure that I keep my elbows locked in on my Bayesian curl. So keep an alarm, something that's going to remind you constantly of the intention that you want to set, because it's all good saying, yeah, I want to get intention and I want to improve on this, but then when you forget it and then don't do it in the gym, there's no point, you know. And finally, emotional frequency. Pre-workout, clothes, music, and then motivation as well. These are the 4 things that are going to help you improve your emotional frequency. Feeling good in your clothes is going to make you hype and excited to go to the gym, and then you're going to feel happier when you're inside and push hard. Pre-workout, obviously, your face will be itching, you're going to be fucking off the walls. Really good. People say, oh, it's not healthy. I don't care, bro. I actually don't. I don't think it's that bad for you. I think it's just caffeine. And as long as you time it correctly and it improves your workouts that much, I think it's worth it. I think it's a good trade-off. Having a bit extra caffeine in my day to have a really, 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 really good workout. I think it's a good trade-off. Music, having music always helps me be hype and be in the mode and be like locked in. People say you shouldn't have music in the gym. I think it just makes me more like, I don't know what the word is, like aroused, like hype, like it makes me more like upbeat, so I can actually push harder. So I think it's definitely worth it. And then motivation, so using people or things that piss you off or things that have done your head in to take it out on in the session. So girls not messaging you back because you're a loser, take it out on the gym workout. You're going to push harder. You missed a meal and you're angry at yourself for it, take it out on the workout and push harder. Use things that have done your head in. Use things that are, you've been done a disservice, you've been unjustified, you've been betrayed, whatever it is. Use these things as motivation to take it out on the session, and I guarantee you'll push harder than you ever have before. That's why people make so much progress during heartbreak gains, because they take all this energy that they've got because they're so angry at what this girl has done to them or whatever. They take it out on the session, and that's the exact same thing, and that can definitely improve your emotional frequency as well. So mindfulness, intention, and emotional frequency are the three things that are super important to your fitness journey, and I guarantee if you start implementing them today, you're going to see drastic results in the next couple of weeks and months. I hope this advice really helped you. Again, like I said in a couple of times in this video, I've got a course, top link in the description, help you build top 1% physique in your age category. You're also going to find like-minded people that are on the same path as you. You can find a gym partner to work out with that is finally not one of those ones that just ramble and don't do the exercise properly, and you kind of feel like you've got to coach them through it. It doesn't feel like any of that. It feels like, right, he knows what he's doing, I know what I'm doing, we can both lock in, and then we can both have a laugh as well at the same time. It's a perfect scenario. So you can get that through there. You can get direct access to messages of me and the other boys in there that are also more advanced than you, so you can actually get advice, and you can also give advice in there as well. I think it's just a great program, bro, and I guarantee you're going to see great results from that. And then 2, my second link in the description is my personal Instagram. If you feel like I haven't covered any of the advice on here, or you've got a question, or you need help in your fitness journey and it's really specific, or you feel like I can't cover it in a video, give me a message on Instagram. I guarantee I'll reply, bro, and we can help you with your fitness journey personally as well. So with all that said, make sure in your next session you take these into account: presence, intention, emotional frequency. I guarantee you'll have a great session today, bro, and I will see you later.